Never start your car like this. Full English adaptation for American audience. Intro. Most drivers don't even realize they're slowly killing their engine, just by the way they start it. One tiny mistake when turning that key can cost you tens of thousands of miles of engine life. In this video, we'll go through the worst starting habits that destroy your engine, and what to do instead if you want your car to live long and run smooth. Mistake. Number 1. Flooring the gas on startup. A lot of drivers still believe that pressing the gas pedal helps the car start faster, especially in cold weather. That might have worked back in the carburetor days, but with modern fuel injection, it's one of the worst things you can do. Here's what actually happens. You flood the engine with too much fuel, the air-fuel balance gets wrecked, and the spark plugs get covered in black carbon. Some of that raw fuel even flows into the exhaust, overheating your catalytic converter and damaging it from the inside. And the worst part, all that excess gas washes away the thin film of oil that protects the cylinder walls. So during those first few seconds, the engine runs metal on metal. That's instant wear, and it adds up fast. The right move? Just turn the key or push the start button. Let the computer handle the mix. Modern engines don't need your foot's help to start. They're smarter than that. Mistake number 2. Cranking the starter too long. Some drivers treat the starter like it's a slot machine. Maybe if I hold it longer, it'll start this time. Bad idea. A starter motor is designed to work for short bursts, 3 to 4 seconds, tops. If you keep cranking, it overheats, the brushes wear out, and the internal clutch can fail. Plus, you're draining your battery fast. If the engine doesn't start after a few tries, stop and take a break. Wait at least a minute between attempts. It gives the battery time to recover and saves your starter from cooking itself. And if it still doesn't start, the problem is somewhere else. Fuel, spark, or sensors, not the starter. Mistake. Number 3. Pressing the gas while starting a fuel-injected car. This one's a leftover habit from the 1980s, back when cars had carburetors. Giving a little gas helped feed fuel into the cylinders. But modern engines? They do all that automatically. When you hit the gas on startup, you're sending wrong signals to the ECU. It thinks you want more fuel, dumps extra into the cylinders, and the engine starts to choke. That rich mix coats the spark plugs, creates carbon buildup, and can even hurt your catalytic converter over time. So remember, no pedal, no problem. Just turn the key. The system knows what it's doing. Mistake. 4. Skipping the ignition. Pause. A lot of people go straight from off to start, skipping the short pause at on. But that 2-3 seconds matters. During that time, your fuel pump builds up pressure and the sensors wake up. Coolant temp, oxygen, airflow. If you skip it, the engine might crank longer, start rough, or even stall right after firing up. Especially in cold weather, give your car that short pause before starting. It's like letting it take a breath before running. Mistake number 5. Starting with lights and heater on this one's sneaky. You hop in, it's cold, so the heater's blasting, headlights are on, and you start the car. Boom, you've just hit your battery with maximum load. At startup, the battery already has one job: spin the starter motor. Every other system you leave on just steals that power. That means slower cranking, weaker spark, and faster battery wear. Before starting, turn everything off. Once the engine's running, the alternator takes over, then you can flip everything back on. Simple habit, huge difference in battery life. Mistake. Number 6. Starting with a weak battery. You turn the key, it groans. You try again. Again. Stop right there. Every extra attempt with a low battery overheats the starter and burns the brushes. Low voltage means less torque, but the same current. That's a recipe for meltdown. If the starter barely spins, don't torture it. Charge the battery, use a jump pack, or get a proper jump from another car. Smart drivers know when to stop before something fries. Mistake. Number 7. Hitting the starter. When the engine is already running, this one's a killer. You start the car, it's idling quietly, and out of habit, you twist the key again. That grinding sound you hear, that's your starter gear smashing into the spinning flywheel. It takes just one bad hit to chip the teeth, and after a few, your starter won't engage at all. Fixing that means pulling the transmission. Wait until you're sure the engine's running smoothly. The tack needle is steady. Then release the key. On newer cars, there's protection built in, but old school ones, totally on you. Mistake. 8. Ignoring strange starter noises. That click, squeal, or dry whir when starting. It's not random, it's your car begging for attention. A squeal can mean the starter gear isn't disengaging. Clicking might be weak electrical contact or a dying battery. Ignore it long enough and one day you'll turn the key and nothing. So if your car starts sounding different, don't wait. Check the battery, cables, and starter before it leaves you stranded. Mistake number 9. Starting while in gear. Seems harmless, right? You turn the key, and the car jumps forward like it's alive. That jolt can break engine mounts, stress the drivetrain, or worse, hit something or someone. Always make sure you're in neutral or press the clutch before starting. Takes half a second, saves a lot of heartache. Mistake. Ristigeraser 10. Starting after long storage without checking oil. If your car's been sitting for a month or more, oil drains down and leaves the top end dry. Starting right up in that state is brutal. Metal scraping on metal before pressure builds. Always check the oil level first. If needed, top it up or change it. For extra care, crank the engine for a few seconds without ignition to get oil flowing before the real start. That simple step can save your bearings and your wallet. Mistake. Jarnowinscharter 11. Warming up the engine by idling. Old school drivers love to let it warm up. Modern engines, not so much. Idling to temperature wastes fuel and actually hurts your engine. At idle, oil circulates slowly, fuel burns unevenly, and unburned gas washes down the cylinders. That causes carbon buildup and shortens the life of your rings and plugs. The right way to warm up: start, wait 30-60 seconds, and drive gently. Engines warm faster and cleaner under light load, not by sitting still. Mistake. Ristigeraser 12. Revving right after start. This one's super common. People start the car and instantly blip the throttle. Sounds cool, sure, but it's mechanical abuse. The oil hasn't reached the top of the engine yet. Revving right away means dry metal on metal friction, and that adds microscopic wear every time. Over the years, it kills compression and eats your engine alive, especially bad in winter. Thick oil takes longer to reach the top, so just chill. Let it idle 20-30 seconds, then drive smoothly. Your engine will thank you. Mistake. Jarnowinscharter 13. Ignoring warning lights. Your dashboard isn't decoration, it's a warning system. If the oil pressure, battery, or check engine light pops up, don't pretend it's fine. Those lights mean something's already wrong. Drive like that and you're gambling with your engine's life. Even if the car feels normal, take the hint, pull over, check what's up. Better to lose 5 minutes now than $5,000 later. Mistake. Jarnowinscharter 14. Using cheap gas in winter. Winter fuel problems are real. Cold temps create condensation inside the tank, and cheap gas with water or sulfur doesn't ignite well. That's why your car struggles to start, runs rough, and smells rich. Bad fuel also kills spark plugs and puts extra load on the catalytic converter. In cold weather, fill up at trusted stations and keep the tank at least half full. That reduces moisture. Good gas equals easy starts and smoother running all winter long. Mistake. 15. Starting diesel without glow. Plug warm-up. Diesel owners, listen up. Glow plugs exist for a reason. They preheat the air in the cylinders before ignition. If you turn the key too early, the fuel just sprays into a cold chamber and won't burn properly. That means failed starts, thick smoke, and massive stress on your battery and starter. Always wait until the glow plug light turns off. That's your signal the engine's ready. It only takes a few seconds, but it makes a world of difference. Mistake. Jarnowinscharter 16. Driving off too soon after start. You've started the car, it's running, but give it a moment. Those first 20-30 seconds are when the ECU reads temperatures, adjusts the mix, and builds oil pressure. If you drop it into gear right away, everything's still running cold and unbalanced. More wear, more stress. Let the idle stabilize, then move off gently. That's the difference between a driver who takes care of their car and one who kills it every morning without even knowing. Outro. So there you go. 16 common mistakes that quietly destroy engines every day. Avoid them and your car will thank you with smooth starts, long life, and fewer repair bills. Drive smart, start smooth, and treat your engine right. It'll return the favor for years to come.